Hi everybody, this is Peter Chittum. I'm a developer evangelist with Salesforce.com. This is my HTML5 application for the mobile application gallery launch that's happening this week. It's called Quick Leads, and Quick Leads is an app that uses the standard campaign and campaign hierarchy functionality in Salesforce.com to collect leads around a particular event, conference, or other sort of public meet and greet face-to-face with customers kind of scenario. So you can see here, I'm looking at the Quick Leads homepage, which is just an HTML5 page. I've got this hosted in my iOS simulator running on an iPad in landscape mode. And you can see here I have several events coming up. And the way that this works is if I'm going to go to a particular event, then I select that event. There we go. And once I get to that event, I've got some, you can see I've got some images there representing the actual offers. So if somebody comes up to my booth, I might speak to them. I might find out that they're interested in taking some training, and I can offer them my 10% off training voucher. And I'll select that. I have a little search here where I can look up some contacts that are associated with the event. And there we go. So I'll select Freddie. Once I get to the actual offer page, I can simply come in and identify that they've accepted that offer, or maybe once I read to them the terms and conditions, they might reject it. I'll go ahead and click on Accept. I ask if they'd like to see more offers. So if I'm continuing the conversation, I select again the green check box. And what that's going to do is remember the information about this lead that I've just captured, so that when I go back through this process again, and perhaps they want a follow-up, I don't have to inquire, I don't have to go and identify the contact a second time. So that's basically it. And at the end of the day, we get finished with our event, and tomorrow we're going to go to a new event. So I'll go ahead and accept my offer. I'll then turn around and say, no, I'm done with that contact. And at any time, actually, I can break out of the flow of my event by clicking on the cloud icon, and that takes me back to my event selector page. So just to show a little bit of the background of this and what's going on, I'm actually using 3 standard objects from Salesforce.com. Now, by using standard objects, this does limit this application to Salesforce customers who are using the Enterprise Edition license with a Salesforce license, the full Salesforce license. Salesforce platform licenses will not have access to objects like lead and campaign that you see here. Now, when I was going through the flow, I was talking about contacts, and you can see here I don't have contacts up. And that's because my app actually doesn't use the contact object. I'm actually mimicking the contact using lead. So anytime I'm doing a contact search, really what I'm looking for is a lead that is a campaign member associated to a top-level campaign in a hierarchy of campaigns. So when I'm prepping for my event, the data prep that I do is I create a parent campaign with several child campaigns. And then I create campaign members out of any leads that I want to be associated with those. Now, the reason I selected lead is because it's a much more simple object than contact. It doesn't have the required relationship with account. And any duplicates, we can use the standard deduping functionality that Salesforce does when we convert the lead over to an opportunity. So I liked that for its simplicity. I do have some functionality in the app that's some relic functionality with the contact object. So somebody who wanted to adapt this application, which is open source out on GitHub, to use the contact object as part of this, it would be certainly feasible, and there's a little bit of code in there to help you out. Now, the campaign hierarchy, I have a top-level campaign that represents the event, and then I have child campaigns that represent each individual offer. So in my actual app here, the event that I select here is the actual parent campaign, and then these offers that I'm presenting, those are child campaigns. So what this might look like if I go to an actual campaign here. So we have an upcoming event called Customer Company Tour Stockholm 2013. And you can see that I have this set up as a type seminar and conference campaign. This is one of the filters that I have, so I don't see every single campaign sitting at this top level. I only see the seminar and conference type campaigns. In addition to that, in order to make it active and visible in the Quick Leads app, I need to make the status to be in progress. So right now in my app here, when I go to the home page, you see that I don't have this Customer Company Tour Stockholm campaign showing up. What I need to do is make a change to the status of this campaign, and then set it to in progress. There we go, and we'll save that. If I look at the campaign hierarchy, you'll see that this resembles a lot the campaign that I just showed you, where I have Customer Company Tour Stockholm, I've got a 10% voucher, I've got a new one, which is a contest to win Dine with a Legend, Meet Parker, and then request CFL follow-up. So very similar to my other one where I had 4 offers. There's no limit to the number of child campaigns that you can associate in this instance, but obviously the limitations of the user interface, we probably want to have a finite number of those. Okay, so that's what my campaign hierarchy looks like. In addition to that, I've already preloaded some campaign members here. So what these are leads that I've loaded from a CSV file. And the nice thing is that what I like about campaigns is they give us this ability to just import a file as campaign members. So I might have a registration system that is handling all the registrations for my event, and I can take all the registrations from that event in a simple CSV file and load the associated information as campaign members on this top level campaign here. So that's good. That's the basis for the search that I performed, and the search results that I saw is the top level campaign members. So now that I've set this to be in progress, I can go back to my app here and I can refresh my event selector page. And sure enough, there's my Customer Company Tour Stockholm 2013, and I can select that. Now, these are standard images that I have here. You can see that when in the previous example, I actually am showing some custom images. I'm just going out to the web and just grabbing some images that I found in a standard Google image search, just to show that you could do that. In these case, if you don't identify an image for these child campaigns, there's a standard little cloud image that gets used, but you can very easily provide a URL to something in your content management system, provided it's a public URL, and that will go in and replace the cloud image that you see here. And now we're back in the process here, back in the flow. So let's say I speak to somebody and they want to speak to Parker, but let's say they registered on the day, so I wasn't able to preload them into my system. Here, instead of doing a search, didn't need to do that, I'm going to click on the plus sign to create a new contact. All right, I've entered in the information here for my new contact. Again, we're simulating contacts, so this is actually going to go in and feed that list of campaign members at the top level campaign. I'll go ahead and hit OK. we get the offer presented to us. And the one thing that happens here is that when I do tick the green, when I do click on the green check mark button here, it is actually associating it with the child campaign in that instance. So how do I know what offers they were interested in? Each new interest that's garnered from a particular customer, we go and associate that to the child campaign. So that allows us to use the standard campaign and campaign member reporting functionality. And here we'll say view more offers. The one thing I need to show, final thing here, is that again, once I've selected that lead, it stays in the context. And so when I select a new offer, I go right to the offer page. So I don't go back to the create or search for a contact page until I actually get out of the flow. So we'll select the voucher, and then on the view more offers page, I'll click on the red X, and that takes me out. And now when I select an offer, it will go and take me back to the create or find or create a contact. So that is the Quick Leads application. I'll go ahead and exit out of that and go back to the list there. This application is a Force.com application on Visual Force with AngularJS as the user interface. So I'm using that particular UI framework for the HTML5 functionality in my application. There's a fair amount of stuff that's also being pulled in from Twitter Bootstrap, and a lot of the look and feel was built by Nick Eels of the sales support engineer organization at salesforce.com. So thanks to Nick for that. In addition to that, like I said, I've open sourced this. So this is out on GitHub, and in the mobile application gallery, there will be a link to the GitHub repo, so you can go and fork that, play with it, as well as that there's an install URL if you want to install the unmanaged package in your organization. So go and have at it, have some fun, see what you can do with HTML5 and the Force.com platform, and happy coding.